So what I'm doing now, I'm taking y'all back to 93. This is where I stayed at in 93 on these apartment complexes. Churchland. I'm gonna tell you exactly what apartment building I was at. 1993, this is when the Hirachi was out. This is when Menace to Society jumped off. This is when the West Coast was killing shit. You had House Party 3. You had, it was just one of those years, man. But that apartment building right there, top right, is where me and my folks stayed at. And that's when I decided I wanted to be a beat maker. Right there. Right there. That apartment building, that apartment complex right there. That's when I wanted to be a beat maker. And what really made me want to be a beat maker was A Tribe Called Quest, Electric Relaxation was one of the first songs I heard before Midnight Marauders even dropped. And as a 14-year-old, as a 14-year-old, listening to something like that was just beyond detrimental. Just for one, you never heard anything like that in the years of hip hop, from the time hip hop started to 93. And then when the shit jumped off, it was like, I'm like, what the hell is this? I never heard it, but I knew it was A Tribe Called Quest song before it even dropped, because they already did Hot Sex on the Platter on the Boomerang soundtrack, and just trying to keep dudes up to par with relevant music. But when they dropped that Award Tour and Electric Relaxation, it was crazy. This was my room right there. This was my room right there. In that far corner right there. That's the one I was making beats in, right there. On your left hand side. That's when I started making beats. At the age of 14. Right there. I had a Dr. Rhythm. No, I had a TO-808 and a fucking little ass. I had my sister keyboard. My dad brought my sister a little keyboard, and that's when I used. But what really made me want to be a beat maker back then was when Midnight Marauders and Wu-Tang Clan dropped. The same fucking day. It was just one of those pinnacle moments as a teen, man. It was hard to swallow. You had a lot of shit back then that was out. You had Bag of Blue Funk. You had 14 Shots of the Dome. You had End of the Stage. You had all types of shit that was dropping back then. It was fucking fire. Diggable Planets, all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? Souls of Mischief, like it was just hella shit. But when no motherfucking Wu-Tang niggas and A Tribe Called Quest dropped that shit back in the day, dog, that shit was just far beyond anything on planet Earth. Every song from the beginning to the end was crazy. Now, understand The Tribe Called Quest had a whole different frequency of a sound than Wu-Tang did, right? And this is what makes it so fucking, this is how this shit mesh. Electric Relaxation, Award Tour, Sucker Niggas. They were the first songs I heard before Midnight Marauders even dropped. So I heard Sucker Niggas and I was just like, yeah, I gotta get this Tribe out. After I heard Sucker Niggas, that was it. Because Electric Relaxation and the Award Tour was already enough. And then when I heard Sucker Niggas with that fucking beat and them chords and that, it was just fucking nuts. So I was like, yo, I gotta get this fucking album. This album came out in November 3rd. My birthday wasn't until November the 20th, which me and Fife share the same birthday, November the 20th. So my birthday hadn't even dropped yet. My boy was supposed to have dropped me the CD for my birthday. But I had copped that shit myself because I couldn't wait. That shit was just crazy. And then that Wu shit was just on a whole nother level. Like I couldn't wrap my brain around that Wu shit. I couldn't do it. It was just too much. The intro, the nuances and the skits and the beats and the samples that RZA was using back then, this is the shit that I was consumed by. This is the shit that I had saturated myself with as a youth, listening to this shit. See, back then we had a guidance. Even though niggas was doing bad shit in music, we still had a guidance. They guided us through a path of light through their music. That's what shaped and molded us today. These kids ain't got that shit nowadays because the industry is different. The gatekeepers are different. The gatekeepers are more in the rainbow field of things, and they're more hellish and more demonic and devilish, so to speak. So here's what it is. But that's my little spill, man, on how I started to become a beat maker back as a kid in '93, man. It was just that Tribe and that Wu-Tang album. That's what got me to do what I do, man. It didn't take much. It was just that. Peace.